again, welcome to the 20th edition of our weekly, the 20th edition or episode of our weekly AI and digital marketing live demo. And for today, we are going to discuss an AI agent, and the name of this AI agent or the CRM tool that we are going to use is GoHighLevel. And why GoHighLevel? Because if you've been joining these classes, you will know that I talk about GoHighLevel a lot. And the reason is that GoHighLevel is a suite of tools. It's a CRM tool, but it has tons of different tools that you can use to run your business. So for me, I save almost about $1,800, $1,800 just in the different tools that I use. And it's a no-brainer for me. It's also on steroids right now with a layer of AI. So now things are even easier than it used to be before. So if you are not using Go High Level as a business owner, you are missing out. If you are a consultant or you are trying to become one, then I highly recommend Go High Level. So the title for today or the topic for today is Go High Level AI Agent, text, emails, and DMs your leads 24/7. And this is a big deal, right? This is the $500 a month setup no one shows you. So if you're a business owner and you can do this yourself, you're going to save yourself this amount of money, which is about $500 to $1,500 just for setup, and also a monthly retainer of about 350 to 1,500, depending on the amount of work involved to maintain this. So if you are a tech professional who is trying to start your AI business, this tool is highly recommended. And if you are a business owner, then this is a tool that you need to save you a lot of money. If you are not using this tool right now, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. And this makes it so easy because you have a whole lot of suites, under one roof, right? So let's get going. And as usual, this is yours truly, Eric Baykes, and I am a digital marketing consultant. So let's go. Yeah. So, what if AI could answer every lead before your competition even wakes up? And this is so important, right? We have so many channels these days, and you have your social media channels, you have your phone, you have your email, you have your SMS, you have maybe a minimum of about 7 channels, that you have to manage if you really want to leverage or you want to be in competition with other businesses because that's what everybody is doing. You have to be visible on all platforms, and this is very tedious. If you're a business owner, you know that you have to be checking your social media pages, your Facebook DMs, your Instagram DMs, your emails, the text messages if you have that feature, and now even WhatsApp. So this is something that is very tedious, even if you have an employee that is hired solely to maintain all these platforms. The minimum amount of time that they need to really respond to a lead is going to be between 30 minutes to maybe 2 hours, right? And that is not even, that is somebody on top of their game. So this is really important that the moment you delay with your leads, that lead goes to your competition. And this is why a lot of people are leaving a lot of money on the table. And whether you are a tech professional who is ready to stop trading time for a paycheck, or a business owner who is bleeding leads every single day, this demo was built for you. And by the end of this demo, I promise that you either know how to build this yourself as a consultant to charge premium for this service, or you know exactly who to call to implement this for you. And so, yeah, let's go. And if you are a burnout tech professional, if you are underpaid or you are watching AI take over your industry, then this is for you because AI, they say, is going to take our jobs. But technically, yes, but at the same time, no, because AI doesn't really understand the human psychology and also the emotions and all that, right? So we always need the human interface to really help AI to do its work. Now, if you are not AI literate or you are not leveraging the power of AI, then definitely you are going to be faded out. You are going to be obsolete because, let's say, for instance, if you're an accountant, AI, there are AI tools that handle accounting tasks. But if you are an accountant and you adopt an AI tool that is able to do the accounting work, then you become sharper. You're going to get a lot of work done in an hour than you used to do initially. Now, if you don't train and you are scared and you just sit down and relax, then guess what is going to happen? The other person or your competition who is learning to leverage that tool is going to take all your customers, and that's where you become obsolete. So, AI is going to displace jobs, but it's also going to create about five, six jobs per every job that it displaces. So the answer is you don't have to sit around and wait. You have to take an action. So if you want to be a consultant, leveraging on your domain, the domain knowledge that you have, then you have to find out what the AI can do in that domain, right? With that experience that you have, and then go out there and see who is looking out for that solution because a lot of companies know that AI is here now, but they barely know how to implement it and they don't understand it. So you have to put yourself in that kind of position to be able to implement this stuff for businesses. And if you are a tech professional, you already have the tech skills. You know how to build systems, you know how to follow systems, you know how to do all this stuff already. So you just have to leverage that experience and build an AI layer on top of whatever you know. So if you're a project manager or you are a DevOps engineer or a security analyst, you can always find an AI layer to slap it on top of your knowledge and try to find out in the market what problems are there to be solved. Okay, so yeah, let's go. And also, if you're a business owner, you are losing leads right now as we talk if you don't have a robust system in place that is going to talk to your leads who contact you who need your services. And the numbers don't lie. 400% higher conversion if a lead contacts you. Let's say a lead contacts you with a text message or a phone call or an email. If you don't respond within 5 minutes, you are losing that deal, right? Because your competitor is going to get them. And people don't have patience these days because things are moving fast. People need answers like yesterday. So the number says that the stats says that if you are able to respond within 5 minutes, you are, your conversion ratio jumps up to 400%. That is huge. Now, if you are not doing that and you are responding after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, deal is gone, right? Deal is gone already. And after 5 minutes, 70%, 78% of the leads go cold. And what does it mean? It means that somebody already took them. So you might be calling them back, emailing them back. Deal is done. You are too late. So let me give you a typical example. In the night, my AC is broken or my toilet is broken and I need a plumber for the toilet or I need an HVAC person for my AC. Now it's midnight. So I go to Google and I search for a business and I go to their website. Okay, I'm interested in this website. I think they can help me out. And then I fill out a form and then boom, I'm trying to schedule something for first thing in the morning. Now, if I send a message and nobody gets to me, then I might move on to another website, and then I send a message, and then boom, right there, somebody responds. They take my information, and then book an appointment for me, and then boom, I have an appointment for 8 a.m. the next day. Look, that is done, right? You, on the other hand, without any system, you wake up in the morning, you go to your inbox or you go to your website, you see that somebody has filled out a form and all that. You call them, it's too late. It's done. All right. This is what is happening now. It's not going to happen in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year or 2 years. This is going on as we speak. So you want to make sure that you have all your channels tied down, and every customer or every lead that comes in, you are going to help them. And also, if you already have these customers, then it might be a service, right? It might be a customer service issue that need urgent response. And if you are not responding to them, guess what is going to happen? They are going to leave. So this is really important if you want to um, protect your bottom line and also increase higher retention. So for today, we are going to talk about your new AI employee, and this is called the Go High Level Conversation AI agent. And this is part of the suite of tools that you get within your Go High Level CRM tool. They just added this feature in the tool, and we are not paying anything extra apart from the AI credits that we have to buy when you exhaust your default or your the quota that you've been given. That is a lot, even for me who does a lot of AI back and forth chats and all that. I'm still not paying extra for the AI credit. So this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. You need to get it. And so let's say, for instance, if you don't have any system in place, this is what is happening to you right now. Before, you missed DMs at, let's say, 11 p.m. Somebody hits your Facebook page and they want uh, your service or they need support. Manual follow up the next day. It's hard. Let's say 100 people are just contacting you on your Facebook DMs, right? Let's say another 500 on your Instagram DM. Now, we are not even talking about emails and text messages and other chats on your website. That is crazy. It becomes exhausting. Manual follow-ups never happens because during the day, more is going to happen, and this adds up and adds up and adds up. Leads are going cold overnight. After 5 minutes, it's a toast. Revenue walking out of the door every single day. You are losing customers. These are people that were going to be your customers, assuming that the minimum or the average sale that you can make for your product or service is $300 or $500. If you are missing out on these leads, maybe 100 leads in a day or in a week, and you have a 20% close ratio, that's 20 people that you've lost. Guys, this is huge, right? So, and this is also very exhaustive and very, very reactive because you are not being proactive. You always respond after the fact. You want to be proactive. You want to make sure that you are in front of everything. You are ahead of the game. And once you are able to implement this, this is what is going to happen. The AI responses instantly on all your channels. Qualified leads are auto sorted and nurtured, so you can even program your AI in such a way that it's not everybody who is going to get into your pipeline, right? Only hot leads, only people who are really interested in your service or your product are going to get into the top of your funnel so that you can nurture them, educate them, and answer the questions they have, the doubts they have till you close them. You can book appointment whilst you are sleeping. Like I said in my example, at night, I can go find a website, book an appointment for 8 o'clock in the morning whilst the business owner is deeply, fast asleep. By morning time, he wakes up, he has notifications on his phone that he has an appointment 8 o'clock at my address, and boom, he sends a technician to come and see me. That is revenue captured around the clock. And you focus on growth and not on the grind. You want to pay attention to the most important things about your business, which is like talking to clients who really need help, closing deals, not, just petty things, which are really important, but at the same time, they suck your energy and doesn't make you do what you really want to do, which is like talking to real clients, solving customer issues and what have you. So you train this bot once with a knowledge base, like a database, like your FAQs, your services, your price, your tone, your branding, everything that represents your company. You put this in a knowledge base, and it becomes like your digital clone, and that answers everything for you. And you don't drop any calls, you don't drop anything. You have a tight seam in your business. So, guys, if this is really valuable to you and you are going to use this in your business, or you want to build this, let me know in the chat how you are going to use this. And if this is valuable, just give me some tools. Let me see and let me know that this is going great. And also, this is an interactive class. So please ask questions if you have some. I'll be reading them once in a while and answer them for you. All right. Let's continue, guys. So, there are two ways to win from this demo. As I said in the beginning, the path one is for tech professionals who want to build this as a consulting business. It's not just this, right? But you can build so many service offers and offer to small businesses in your zip code, or across the world. Around the domain knowledge that you have. You don't have to necessarily build AI agent, an AI receptionist, but you can do so many things. And this is what I teach in my AI Accelerator program, which is giving you the blueprint of how to leverage your skills and your knowledge and your hobbies to add an AI layer to it, to be able to serve the world, whatever problems that people have within your domain. You know that you can solve that problem. If you know one thing more than somebody, you can teach that person. So there are so many people that you have knowledge about something that they don't know. And if you can package this professionally, you can sell it, right? People even teach people how to open beer bottles, right? You'll be surprised how what kind of videos you are going to find on YouTube when people are teaching people simple things like the way how to open like bottles and do like stupid stuff. So whatever you know is valuable. Somebody needs to learn that. You can package that and sell it. And if you are solving big problems, then you are going to make big money. So this is a 6 weeks program cohort. It starts in June 4th, and the price is 497, which is going to jump to 997 after this first cohort. So if you are interested, if you are a professional who is scared of AI coming for your job, or you want to make sure that you leverage the power of I can help you and guide you through the process. I used to be in the corporate world, and I walked through this path to become, an agency owner, to run my own business as an AI consultant and also a digital marketing consultant. And also for the second group of people who can benefit from this demo is business owners who don't have this system in place. And if you don't have this, you are losing a lot of money. Even if you are doing well in your business, Just guess how much more you are going to make, maybe 20% more, 30% more, 40% more, if you have this robust system in place to block all the leakages in your funnel. So you can build a system once, as long as you have Go High Level CRM tool, you can build a system and you can do this yourself, because I'm going to show that right now. We are going to build this live. So guys, stay till the end. This is going to be fun and you're going to love it. It's going to be a lot of values coming out of this. So let's go. So here's what we are going to build today. First, we are going to create the agent from scratch. So you know how this is done. We are also going to connect it to all our social channels, like the emails, the WhatsApps, the websites, wherever your the touch points of your brand. We are going to install this agent so that it will be across the board and catch all conversations. We are also going to build a knowledge base, like a database, where all customers or leads questions will be answered, and we will also set up a simple workflow that can trigger other actions, or maybe hand it over to another agent, within your company, another AI agent within your company, or send it to you as a human handoff. And we build all these things live today. And also, we are going to test this with real messages and also give you guidance if you are a consultant who wants to build this and sell this. If you are already a consultant there and using Go High Level, this is one of the things that you can build to sell. So it's demo time. You know that this is my favorite part. This is where we walk the talk. We don't just tell you to go do this, but we show you how we do this. So I've got my things set up for time reasons, for, in order to um, beat time, because some of these things take time. I've built my prompts and I've built everything that I need to do before, but most part of this demo is going to be from the scratch, right? It's going to be from the scratch. So you can follow along. If you have Go High Level, you can follow along. If you don't have Go High Level, you can always come back to this video. It's going to be under the live session. You can come back to this video and rewatch it so many times that you want. And also, if you are interested in getting all the step-by-step prompts that I use in uh, configuring this AI agent, you can always text me in the comment section and I will send it to you. So, yeah, logging into your Go High Level if you have one. If you don't have Go High Level, Sandrine, can you please share the link with them so that you can test Go High Level? You can get 14 days to 30 days free trial without using your credit card. And once you do the 14 days, if you still want to go more, you can request to get another 2 weeks to go. But yeah, you can use my affiliate link to sign up to Go High Level. You don't need any credit card. Get on it, test it, see how it works. And I know that you are going to love it. I've been using this tool since 2018 or so, and I love it. So, guys, demo time. Let's go. So first of all, you want to be in your Go High Level sub account, and I am in my demo account. So here, I want to be on AI agents, right? If you come to AI agent, it brings you to the home page. This is the home page for AI agent. And here you can see that it's giving you all the statistics, the numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Missed calls for every month. Averagely, every business is losing about 12,000 to $28,000 a month just in business revenue lost, right? If you have a human agent that is handling things, they lose about 62% of the calls. AI will just lose less than 3% of those calls. When it comes to missed chat conversation, which is the main thing that we are going to do today, it's about 78%. Humans are losing about 78% of this chart. AI doesn't lose any of them. It's zilch, it's 0%. And what is the revenue impact? It's very high, right? And that is leaving about 8K to 18K a month on the table. If you have, employee availability, I mean, if you have a receptionist, front receptionist, they are available only 8 hours a day, maybe 9 to 5, right? 9 to 6 maximum. This AI work 24/7, no complaints, no sick leave, nothing. All that it costs you is AI credit. And sometimes it's even free because it comes with the tool subscription. And what is the revenue impact? Very high as well. You are losing between 6 to 14K. Response time, that minimum or average, people who are on top of their stuff, businesses on top of their game, takes about 34, 35 minutes, right? That deal is gone. With AI, it's just 1 second, and the revenue impact is also medium to high. And you can see the numbers over there. Response rate, 11%, 98% with AIs. The 2% is might be, the fact that maybe your credit is exhausted, or maybe there was a glitch in the system, but it's 98% is crazy. And that is about 2K to 6K. And lead conversion rate, this is very, very important here. You will have a conversion rate of about 48%. This is insane. So what this means is that if you get 100 people in a week, you are converting about 50 of them into paying clients. That is unheard of in marketing, in any business. Usually people stay around between 2 to tops. Those doing very well with very good products are closing around 23%. So if you are closing around 48%, that is huge. And look at the revenue associated with that. It's 15 to 40K. Okay, so enough of the numbers. Let's go into building the agent right now. So here we have a couple of agents here. But what we are interested in today is the conversation AI. So we hit conversation AI, and then we want to create a bot, right? So we come here, and once you create an agent, it's going to be under the agent list. So you can create one from here right away, or you can create it from here. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. So I would say let's create a bot. So we create one. And guys, this is very important here. There are 3 templates that you can use. This is very good for somebody who is really experienced. And also, this is kind of pre-configured. This is very powerful. It's kind of pre-configured. And so you don't have to do a lot of configuration in there. You have to know what you're doing. But this has already baked in stuff that you just have to build a little bit on top of it. And then for this one, the flow-based builder is more advanced with like intricate branching, and this is for like savvy people who know the tool inside out. But for this demo, I'm going to recommend this. And the reason why I recommend the prompt-based bot is that sometimes you want to have workflows and trigger them. When you are building a custom thing, you want to have this particular template so that when you want to use it as a trigger in your workflow, which I'm going to show you, it will pop up in the drop down so you can select it. Now, because these templates or these bots are already pre-configured back in the back end, when you go to use it as a trigger, it doesn't show up because everything is kind of baked in here. So this is a pro tip that I want you to remember. Always select this, unless of course, you know what you are doing. So let's go to it. We're going to click create bot. But when we get here to, there are a couple of templates here. You can do start from scratch. You can do simplify customer interaction by answering common questions. This is for providing FAQs and all that kind of stuff. We can either select this or we can go to this. I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's pick this one, and we are going to start from scratch and continue. So once we get here, we have to name our bot, right? You have to name your AI agent. So for this, I already have my Google Docs prepared, and I have a name for this agent. So I'm going to copy that so it doesn't we it looks um so let me grab that. So we name it area. This is the name I'm giving it. So it says it doesn't want any. So I would say Atlas AI agent or digital marketing assistant, whatever you want to call it. I would say Atlas AI agent, or you can name it maybe customer service AI agent or appointment AI agent, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. For this demo, we want to book appointment, so we will use appointment AI assistant. Now, here we want to do suggestive. Um, let me we can do suggest yeah. So here the AI is turned off. So what you want is that because you want this AI to be answering things right, right away live, you want to put it on autopilot, right? So we select the autopilot, and then we want to select the channels that we want. So you can select all the channels that you want here. The default setting pre-selects all of them for you, and the only thing that it doesn't select is email. So if you want this to be responding to your emails as well in your system, then you turn this on. I prefer a response to my emails as well, because everything is going to send me um, a, the feedback of whatever that happened. So I will say email as well and add that email to it, and my channel has been selected, and we want to this is the brand information, so we want to put in the brand information. So here we can put the name of the business, and let's see. Okay, so Atlas, I'm going to use a fictitious name, Atlas. And if you don't put the name, it's going to use the default name. So here, as you can see, we have demo account. So let's say if I don't put any name there, it's going to give it that default name, the account name. So I'll put Atlas Digital Marketing Agency. And then this is also another settings that we want to do when the agent is on autopilot. Remember, we selected autopilot here. So we want to wait 2 seconds. So every time somebody chats a question, we want to take about 2 seconds, or you can make it 3 seconds if you want. And also, how many messages or conversations do you want your bot to respond? It's the default is 75. I don't recommend that, because if you have that and you have a lot of people hitting your chat bot, that means that it's not going to take too long before you exhaust all your AI credit. I haven't really tested that. I've never run out of that, but I always limit it up to 15, especially if you have a lot of people DMing you, you're running ads, you're running a lot of promotions, people DM you. You want to keep it at 15. At 15, it will make sure that it answers all the questions, because some people can just play with the bot and waste time. Also, you want to allow this bot to respond to images. So if somebody should add an image, you want this bot to really read that image, interpret what it is, and be able to respond. Voice notes, you want to turn this on as well. And send bot to sleep when I send a manual message. Maybe, sometimes you take over the conversation, and right away, if you take over, you want the bot to stop, right? And that is something you want to activate. And also workflow message, the same way you want to do that. And you want to reactivate this after maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, and then it can keep on responding to that person if they come in again. Here we want to set the response, and you want to turn this on as well. And you don't want it to sound too robotic by being concise, and you don't want it to be talking too much. So you want it balanced, right? The sweet spot. And that is it. Now we've created our bot. This is our AI agent, appointment AI assistant. Now, you can have so many different agents, one doing onboarding, one doing calls, and what have you. So you want to make sure that every agent that you create, you give it the proper name so you can identify and also hand over tasks to different agents. So now we have our agent. What we are going to do is to save it. So we did two things here. We created the agent, we created the brand information, we've given it the response, what it's supposed to do, and we're going to move on to the next phase of the bot, right? So we save it, and that is successfully created. Okay. Now we want to come down, advanced settings. Let's make sure that everything is in there, and that is great. And then the second thing we want to do is to do the bot training. Okay. Here is the most important thing. One, we want to add database to it so that it knows everything about our company, our brand, the FAQs and all that. So for this demo, I've also prepared some fictitious information that we're going to use just to show you how to build this so that you know. And the knowledge base is mostly like a trigger, and you can have so many knowledge bases. So maybe one for, let's say, if a customer asks for, let's say, price, you have a knowledge base just for pricing, right? You want to keep your data clean so that it doesn't confuse the bot. So here we are going to create our knowledge base, and you just add knowledge base trigger, or you go and create the knowledge base. Now, this is not a trigger. We want to create the knowledge itself, right? And so we can create a new trigger, or we can add a knowledge base trigger. So let's see here. Here is where you ask it to you give it that trigger. So this is what I was talking about. Like this is a ABC, it's something I just made up. You can use this to trigger something. So let's go to the knowledge base. Now, before we can add a knowledge base trigger, we need to create the knowledge base. So for this, I'm going to create a fresh knowledge base, right? So disregard this ones here. I'm going to create a new one. And this one, I'm going to say it's a demo knowledge base. And you put your description, whatever you want to call it. We'll say the same description. It doesn't really matter. We will add this. Now, once we add this, we've named the knowledge base. So we want to add the information. There are a couple of data we can add. You can add URL of your website. You can add FAQs. You can add tables. You can add rich text, like text, ordinary text. You can copy that and paste it in a text file. You can even upload files, PDFs, PowerPoints, what have you. This AI can read all of that. So we are going to add maybe three. I have three data that we are going to add. So first, we are going to do the web crawler, and the web crawler is just adding a website or URL. So we click here, and we are just going to add this. So I'm going to use my website, one of my websites. So it's ericbakes.com. And do you want to use the exact URL, or you want to use anything that contains that? Now you might have a lot of different websites and domains, subdomains and all that. So I usually recommend using this one, all URLs within this domain, right? So any subdomain, any um, child website, you are going to capture all of that. And I have this one. I also have the AI. So when I select this, it's going to even pull information from my AI Accelerator website. So we add that. So this is our first data that we have, and it's fetching that. What is doing is scraping the web to get all the information from the website. Now maybe we want to add FAQs. There are questions that we want to add, so we go to the FAQ session and then we just click add and we put the questions. So I have some FAQs that I've put together. So the first one is going to be, let me copy that. So I copy it, and just to make it easy, I put it here, and then this is the question. So just to make it easy, I come here and then I cut this. Yeah, and I will delete this one as well, and then I'll put the question here. So it's the same thing I have to do. Question, and yeah. So this is the first one. I will save it. And then, you can add as many as you want. I'm going to add maybe another one so that we don't have to waste time on this. So this is the second one. And then I will add the answer. Um, so this here, and then boom. So now we have two FAQs. So now we have web crawler and we have FAQ, right? And sometimes it takes a little while because still fetching the information because I have so many websites under this domain. So it has to crawl all the websites. We've done the FAQs, and maybe we want to add rich text. I'm not going to do any file uploads. I'm going to do rich text, which is just like a text information. Sometimes you have some information which is in a text or Word document. You can add it here. So here I prepared something that I'm going to paste. And let's see here. So this rich text is basically about my brand information. So I will name this maybe business overview, whatever, or brand information. You can name it whatever works for you, brand information. And this is going to contain, I'm going to show you what it contains. Now you can see the business information, the business overview. Atlas Digital Marketing is a full service, blah, blah, blah. Our services and pricing, it has it in there. That is if you want to talk about your pricing on your for your AI to respond, right? For me, it's usually custom service that I provide. So I cannot put prices out there, but I have some offers which are like, locked down, and that I can put the price in there. So you have to know what you want the AI to respond to and what you don't want it to respond to. So the social media management, all this are fictitious, made up, our process. This is makes the AI understand how the business work, even the business hours. We are showing that the service area. So literally anything about your business, the phone number to call, this is a fictitious number, the email is a fictitious one, the website and all that. So if they have to book an appointment, the agent knows the calendar to use, the website. If they request, they want to see the website, it can provide them with that. So basically, everything that that customers usually ask, you put that. So now we have three data sets, and now you can see here training. And with working with a lot of agents, I realized that sometimes it takes up to even 30 minutes or even 1 hour for them to be fully trained. Uh, but it says train here, but sometimes it takes time before it really settles down and will be able to respond. So sometimes once you set it up, you test it and it's still getting things wrong. It's not that you didn't do it well, it's just that it takes time. I hope GoHighLevel will look into this and make it better. But like, it's just latency. It doesn't take too much long. Okay, so now we have our knowledge base, and then we want to go back and pick that knowledge base. So we go back to our conversation AI, we go to the agent list, and then we are going to select this agent, that is the appointment AI assistant. And here you can see that this demo agent has a primary. Now, what does this mean? We have the primary and the secondary. So you can only have one primary agent and you can have multiple secondary agents. Now, what this primary does is that anytime all these agents are out there talking to customers, if you have multiple and they are not able to answer, they default back to the primary agent. Here, this agent is already off, so we are going to make this the primary agent. Now, what this also does is that it's going to be the main agent that is going to talk to everybody who comes to the front door. So it's like the front door receptionist that talks to greet people and talk to them anytime they come in. Okay, so that is done. And what we want to do is just go back into the agent and we want to configure more stuff, right? Okay, so we check here, everything is good. And then we go to bot training. Here is where you train your bot, but you have to add your knowledge base because we created the knowledge base here, but we haven't added it. So the bot doesn't know anything. So we want to add the knowledge base trigger. So here we click on it and then we click knowledge base, which is the demo knowledge base. And then we select that. You can select as many as you want, right? So if you have so many, maybe one is for pricing, one is for onboarding questions, one is for um, promotion, whatever you have. All this can have different knowledge bases. You can attach all of them to this agent. For this, we are going to select this, and then this instructions, it's optional because it knows what it is. So you can instruct it. If it's a trigger, you can say that use this knowledge base. Okay, let's say use this knowledge base if lead if lead asks about our brand, right? I'm not going to save this because this is the only knowledge base that we have. So it's going to be triggered regardless. If I have maybe three, four, five, then I can select which one I want to use. So I will save this. Now we have the knowledge base trigger in there. Now we can start testing and see, right? We can ask it questions and you say, hello, and then let's see what it's going to say. Hey, what can I help you with today? Right? That is the message that is asking me. Right away, it's working. If it's good, you give it thumbs up. If it's not good, then you give it thumbs down, and then it will ask you what the right answer is. You can go into that. We are not going to do that today. So let's save this settings here and then go to the bot goals. Bot goals is very important because what does this agent do? What does it do? Does it book appointment? Does it take people's information? Every bot does something different. There are some bot that answers only questions on the website. There are other ones that book appointments. This one is an appointment assistant, so it's going to book appointment for us. So we have to define the personality of the bot. We have to define the goals. We have to make everything clear for the bot so that it doesn't make any mistakes. So here I also have something that I've prepared. So I'm going to delete this one here because it's going to have the default settings. So the bot information, let me go here and grab something. Bot personality. All right. Oh, okay. So we want to the persona. Let me copy all this. All right. So I copy the personality and let me put it there. So let me drop this down so you can see here. What we are saying is that this is your persona and tone, right? So let's remove this so it knows. So you are Ariel, right? The AI assistant for Atlas Digital Marketing Agency. You are professional, warm, and confident. This is just a prompt, but never robotic or overly formal. Speak the way a knowledgeable, friendly team member would speak. Clear, all that kind of stuff. The tone to select, friendly, professional, confident, empathetic, and all that. And now we want to put in the bad goals. And so here we are going to copy the prompt. And all this, if you need them, I can put them, just comment in the comment section and I will send them to you. So here, the default one says is going to assist the customers with their queries. That's not what we want to do. So let me extend this. Your primary goal is to book a free 30 minutes discovery call for each qualified lead who reaches out, right? So start by greeting them, warmly, understand they need help. You must be very, very granular with your instructions. And yeah, this is it. Never be pushy, don't be aggressive. Instead, position the discovery call as free, no obligation strategy sessions, whatever you have. And then the additional information we can put, um, let me see what I have here. So I can add more stuff to it and even make it more, um, yeah. All right. So this is pretty much a summary of everything that I want to add. So here I'm going to add this additional information. And this is not anything different from what we've done before, but this is like important rules. When you state them here, it knows that they are very important. Handle objections gracefully. If you are not ready to book, no problem. These are like answers, the kind of answers you wanted to give to the lead. So this is more like a detailed version of how you want the agent to approach things, how to qualify people, how to make sure that the right people are getting into your funnel, understand their need. You have to ask them questions, greet them warmly. It's just like everything that the goals and the persona, the personality are done. And so once you finish with this, you want to scroll down more, right? And here, guys, this is very important. This part is so important because we use that guided, not the guided, the prompt base. It gives us more options to really do whatever we want. The other templates that I asked you, the guided one and also the complex one, doesn't have this. This have already been programmed at the back end, so you don't have to do much over there, but it's more complex. But here, you are flexible to do whatever you want, right? So the first thing we want to do, we want to book an appointment. So you click on this, and then it brings you here. If you already have a calendar connected, it's going to select that calendar. So I have two calendars here, my Baykes personal calendar, and I can say single calendar, right? I can put two different calendars there. So maybe two people in the team, the customer can or the lead can pick one of them, the availability. So I'm going to use this one here, and then I'll proceed. Now in the calendar option, what do I want to do? The bot pauses responses after booking. Yes, you want to do that so you don't waste your credit because the main goal has been achieved. So it can pause, you want to pause it, and then reactivate it 2 days. You can do 1 day if you want. And also, do you want to trigger a workflow? Maybe, yes, you want to trigger a workflow when an appointment is booked, you can trigger a workflow. If you have a workflow configured, then you can select that workflow. But we can also do it another place because there's so much flexibility. You can do things so many ways. Allow the bot to cancel appointment and also to reschedule. This is very important. When somebody makes an appointment and let's say they know that they cannot make it to the appointment, they can come back and say that I want to reschedule. They don't have to talk to you. By the time you wake up, they've already rescheduled, so the bot can do that on your behalf. And once you do that, this is done. Let's make sure there's no save. Yeah, we have to save. And we are done with appointment booking. All right. Let's say we want to trigger a workflow. We are going to build a quick workflow, a simple workflow, so that you see how it works and you can implement something better in your use case. And also, what do we want to do here? We want to hand over to a human being when we realize that they really need help, right? So we want to enable this scenario, and that is turned on. And what do we want to do when they say that? Can I have, sometimes you go to a website, you are chatting with the AI, and you see that the AI assistant is not being helpful. You want to talk to a manager, you want to talk to a human being. So, what are some of the trigger words or the keywords that will transfer this to a human being, right? So, here we say human requested. That is the scenario name. Um, Direct request to speak with a human. That is the condition. An example of the phrase is I want to talk to a manager, I want to talk to a human, and you can even add more and say maybe, can I can I speak with a supervisor? Right? And that is also going to be a keyword or a key phrase that is going to be picked up. Now, when this thing happens, who do you want that person to talk to? Maybe you have a live receptionist who answers calls and all that. So you want to assign it to that person in your business. In my case, I'm going to assign it to Eric Baykes, who is going to respond to these people when that lead requests for a human being. And the message that the bot is going to tell is that, sure, I'm transferring your request to a human agent. Someone from our team, will contact you, will get back to you within 24 hours. You can change this to maybe 2 hours, whatever you want, whatever works for your business. And then you want to reactivate this bot. After it does that, maybe you want to reactivate it. Maybe another person will come again. If this is like a service request, you have the customers already and you are setting up an agent like this, you don't want to be saying 8 hours because maybe 2 hours time, this client might come back with a different issue. So you want to limit that. So let's say we do 2 hours. And when this thing happens, do you want to create a task for somebody? All right. And what kind of tags do you want to add to this lead? Maybe I want to say that once they say they want to talk to a human being, maybe they are a warm lead. They are somebody who really need my service. So I want to tag them a warm lead. Maybe this is what I'm going to use to trigger a workflow. Okay. So now this is saved. And now we've saved this. Now, lack of information. This is another thing that you want to turn on. If the AI cannot answer all the questions, what are you going to do? Right? This gives you that opportunity to be able to set up something in place so that if the AI doesn't have that knowledge in the knowledge base, in the database, then it will transfer to a specific user, just like we did over here. So here, the same thing, I'm going to transfer it to Baykes and the message, sorry, but I don't have the answer to your question. You can rephrase this, whatever you want. And we want to do this 8 hours, maybe we'll leave it that. Do we want to create a tax or not? Maybe no. So we save this. And then this is also going to, we turn this on and then we save, sorry. And now it's on and failed to resolve. This is very, very important. If, the AI is not able to resolve that issue, maybe it's refund, maybe you don't want the AI to deal with refunds, right? So what are some of the conditions that you can do? So if somebody says they want a refund, you don't want the AI to deal with that. So you will be able to get this transferred to somebody, or maybe give it to another agent. If you want, if you have another AI agent in there, you want to transfer that to that agent. Same thing. Do you want to tag them, maybe refund? You can create a tag, say refund, and then attach that to the to the client. I mean, not client, to the lead. Sorry. So now we have also this set in place. So we are all good to go from this side. Let me close this. And then what else can you do? Maybe we want to transfer this to another bot. Let's say we get somebody who is, let's say, a hot lead. We want to transfer it to another bot that can really send them information. Maybe we've configured an AI agent that can send people PDF of our use cases. You can create that over here, enable this scenario, what that AI bot can do. Now I don't have any AI agent set up for this. So that is why it's not showing up, but I can transfer it to another bot, right? If it's not there, you can create it right from this page and assign it to that. So that is the option that you can use. Also, you want to trigger a workflow. A workflow is an automation that happens in the back end of the CRM. Now, that is not something the AI can do, or it's a systematic, it's a step-by-step process where you hand over tasks and job to different parts of, to different people in your organization, or maybe it creates different tasks that you don't want the AI to do, right? So this is the workflow that you can create, and the workflow has so many actions, and that's so many different things that you can do. And you want to stop the bot, even though we have all this kind of laid out in the additional information, you also want to create this stuff just in case you want to tag them. So here, goodbye detection. If somebody says goodbye, if somebody says goodbye, what are you going to say when the contact says goodbye or similar phrases? You also say goodbye, goodbye, thank you, have a nice day. This you can add more if you want, and the same setup, right? Just like we did before. So I would say we want to enable this, and let's go to the next one. Um, and I see a question here. I need them. Okay. You said please comment under the video live. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The video is still going to be processed. So it's going to, the comment section is going to be available tomorrow. But if you have a quick question, you can access here. If not, then you have to wait till tomorrow. But whatever it is, drop your question there and I will see if I can help you right away. So now we have the stop bar also sent up. We can even add auto follow, right? Auto follow is just like the workflow trigger. And what we want to do, this is so important, guys. This can bring you 10% or 15% of your revenue. All your lost leads or conversation can come back. So let's say your main goal is to book an appointment, and this lead, during the course of this conversation, maybe they got a call, something happened, they started driving, they cannot continue. So they just left the conversation and they left the AI standing, right? If you don't have this thing turned on, what's going to happen? You are going to lose this lead because they might never come back. So what you want to do after 15 minutes, let's say after 15 minutes, if they don't respond to your last chat, because the goal of this chat or conversation is to book an appointment. So if you don't have the appointment, the agent has to follow up. So maybe after 5 minutes of silence, you want to contact them again. So that is the first trigger to follow, right? Let me turn this on, and then maybe I want to add another one. I can add up to 5, right? And so the next one, let AI send the message, or you want to trigger a workflow, I will let the AI send the message until they book the appointment or they ask for a human being. And then maybe I want to add another one. I have up to 5. I will wait maybe another 15 or 20 minutes, and then, maybe wait 30 minutes. You don't want to be too pushy. You don't want to be too spammy. Here, maybe I want to give it to a workflow, right? Or let the AI respond, and then I can even add another one. Maybe, you don't want to overdo this. Maybe I want to wait for another day. All right, the person is busy. I don't want to get them angry. So I will wait for 24 hours, and then maybe I add another one. The 24 hours, the next day, I can wait. Text them, they don't respond. I respond, follow up again in 15 minutes. Okay, I leave this one here, right? Save it. Now, if they are busy, what do you want to do, right? The same, something similar, same thing. You can turn this on, and I recommend that you turn them on. And all these are self-explanatory. You can either select a trigger workflow, and also when they say contact um, requested, similar. So yes, you turn all these guys. I recommend you turn them on, but it depends on your use case. If it's not really important, you don't want to overdo things. So that is also turned up. And here, the workflow, I've talked about the transfer, but the contact information is just the contact information. Before you can book a call, we want to get your contact information, and maybe we also want extra information. That's when we use this, right? And so if you want to get more information, you can say that maybe you want to get their date of birth. That is extra things that you want to get. We are not going to do this, but you understand what it means. We are going to add a workflow, and we are going to build a quick workflow. And what this workflow is going to do, I'm going to let you know. So we've done enough for this, but now before we go to build a workflow, let's enable this conversation summary. This is very, very important. It gives you visibility into what is happening. So here, after the conversation, let's say you wait 15 minutes for the dust to settle and there is no conversation going on, the AI generates a summary of whatever happened, whether it was through email, whether it was through SMS chat, whether it was on the website, wherever it was, is going to generate a summary of this conversation and then send it to you in an email or in a text message, whatever you ask for. And minimum messages required to generate a summary. Maybe I want 4 messages, otherwise you might get spammed. And so this is also important. And once you get that, let's say I put this at 5, do you want to trigger a workflow? You see, it gives you so many things. You want to save their information to a custom field. Like you ask extra questions, you want to save them to a custom field, because that custom field, let's say their date of birth, that is going to have the custom field for their date of birth because it's not in the form that you are giving to them. And then maybe you want to receive an email notification of that. Do you want to send it to all your team members, or you want to send it to only the admin? Or you can specify the assigned user, right? In this case, I've been assigned to it, so it's going to assign it to me. But you can also assign it to all users in your account. So if you have VAs and all that, everybody knows about what is going on. Or maybe you want to send it to your personal email, then you can come here and type your personal email. Maybe that is what you have on your phone, so you can see, you go in all the time, you can put this here, right? So I would say, let's say we select um, all users in this case, and we are going to save this, but let's save this for now. And right now we have everything. The only thing that is left is our workflow that we want to attach to this. Also, here we are using this ChatGPT module. You can use any module that you want. You can select any module that you want. When you use the default ones that I was talking about, the templates that the guided one and the advanced one, that is kind of baked in, has been selected already in the backend, so you don't have control over that. But here you can have control, and you can even select ChatGPT 5 mini, which is going to use less tokens, right? It tells you how much tokens it's going to take. And so this is 2413 minimum. Once you save it, you're going to get how much. Sometimes it doesn't even change. So that is that. Let's save this for now. And then we want to create our Workflow. Now, workflow, we are going to create a very light workflow with only about 2 steps, and that workflow is going to trigger something. And I want to do this, even though we have everything set up here, I don't really need to add that, but I want to show you how that works. So here, you want to be on automation. Same thing, you are in your sub account, you want to be in automation. Um, Page. And once you get to automation, you can see that here too, GoHighLevel has added an AI layer. So AI can build you automations from the scratch. You just describe what you want in simple language, in natural language, and it's going to build you the workflow that you want. For this demo, I'm going to build it manually and build it from scratch because I want you to understand. Sometimes this AI can get things wrong, and you want to know how to build these things manually so that when something happens, you can always troubleshoot it easily. But if you know how to build it, then you can drop in a prompt and it's going to build it for you. So I'm starting from scratch. And once I get into the canvas, I still have that option to build it from by using an AI, right? There's still the AI feature is here. I can build it, but I'm going to build it manually. And every workflow needs a trigger. A trigger is what kicks the workflow working. It starts the workflow. So here, I also have prompt prepared that I'm going to use to do this so that we don't take too long. So let me grab my prompt and then let's do this. So first of all, we want to build a trigger. So this one, we want to book appointments, right? The agent main goal is to book appointments. So we want to set it with a trigger. Maybe we can use an appointment booked trigger, or maybe a tag that we created that when a customer books a call, this is the tag that we want to give that customer, right? We want to give that lead. So for instance, here, I would say create a tag. I'm using the create tag workflow. And here, in order to see this on, a best eye view, I can say that, contact create tag or contact tag added, and the tag name is conversation discovery call booked, right? So this is what I want to name this tag or this customer. So once they book, this is what I want to name them. So let's see, call booked confirmation. So let me put all this together. I'm gonna delete this anyway, but this is the tag I want to give them. Now, this tag is not in there, so I haven't, this workflow will trigger every tag added or removed across. Yes, so add filter, right? This is the filter because I have to select the tag, right? This gave me a warning because I haven't built any workflow in this. I build them and delete them, so that is why it's giving me a warning for the first time. But the tag, I'm going to say tag added because when that lead books an appointment, they get a tag. Now, if I come here, I have to select the tag, right? The only tags I have here is customer, is this 3 tags. So if I want to add this here, it's not in there, so I have to add this tag call booked confirmation. So this is the name of the tag, and then I'm going to save this trigger. What do you want this trigger to do? Maybe to send my boss an email, maybe to send the customer or the client something else, right? Or to put them in another workflow. So for this, I added another action that the action is going to be um, send an SMS to the contact. So let's say the contact booked the appointment. You want to text them to let them know that they booked the appointment. You give them the appointment information like your Zoom link and all those kind of stuff. So send, right? We want to send something. What do we want to send? Maybe we want to send an SMS or we want to send an email. Here for this demo, I'm going to say send an SMS. So here, all that I need to do is to either I can select a template. I'm not going to use any template because I don't have any template saved, but I'm going to put a message and say that, hey, this is the message this is the message I want to go to the contact or the lead. Hey, first name, right? So I would say, hey, first name, and then I will replace this value here. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving an example, but GoHighLevel has the custom values. You have to use the right custom values. Otherwise, this is going to go to the person. It's not going to personalize it. It's just going to be, hey, first name. But you have to use the right one. It says like contact dot first underscore name, right? That is what is the right thing. And if you don't know, you can click on this and then you can click on customer and then you can get the contact first name, and now you see the right one, right? This is how it looks like, and so there are ways to do this, and that means that this is going to replace whatever first name that they save during the appointment. So we are going to save this action, and it's an SMS, and maybe we want to add another one and say that inform or email or send me a notification or send a personal, we can say internal notification. This way is going to tell everybody in the organization that we have somebody who booked an appointment. So if there's somebody who is in charge of appointment, this email notification or this system notification, SMS or WhatsApp is going to go directly to them. So I would say, just give me a system notification and I will name this notification appointment booked, right? Appointment booked. So in this way, I get a notification in the system. I can even add another one and I can put the same information here and says, let's say, someone booked a call, right? Client, a lead booked an appointment. So that is it. And then we save. We can select a user. If we want to, we can select a user that we want, user type. I can say, let's go here, select contact opportunity, redirect page if you want to. But we are going to leave this and then okay, redirect to contact all users. All right, let's see here. Internal notification, appointment booked, late contact, redirect page. All right, so once you click this redirect page, it means that when you click on this notification, it's going to take you to that contact so that you know which contact did that, right? So we are going to save this, and that's it. You can add this, you can make it as complicated as you want. There are so many actions that you can pick from. As you can see here, there's so many: create contact, find contact, update contact field, add, remove, assign user, remove. There are so many triggers, there are so many actions you can use to create this workflow. So here we're going to name this, let's say, discovery call booked. Oh, discovery call, booked appointment. So this is the name of the workflow, and you have to name this based on what this workflow is about so that you can remember. Now, just a word of caution here. It might not correspond with the information I gave the bot in there because I specified the name in there. It's something, discovery something, but if it's not exact, you can have you can have some bugs in there, and so you want to make sure that everything tallies. For the purpose of this demo, we are running out of time. I'm not going to go through and search and go through my documents and find the right name. Just for display, for demo purposes, I'm going to use this name so that we can see it on the bot setup. So once you're done with your workflow, all that you need to do is to publish it. If you don't publish it, it's not gonna show up. So we publish it and we save. Done. That's the workflow is done. Okay. So we go back to setting up our bot goals, and all that we need to do, the only thing that was missing is the trigger. Now, what's the trigger name? We want to say appointment book trigger, right? So appointment, same name that we use, appointment booked trigger. Appointment booked trigger. Yeah. So you can name it whatever you want, and then you can select the workflow. This is the workflow that we just created, discovery booked workflow. You can have so many workflows, but we are going to select this one. And when does this trigger? When to trigger this workflow? So you give it instructions like when a lead books an appointment, right? So it knows, and then all that we need to do is to save. So now our bot is ready to start answering some questions, and that is that, right? We've set up the settings, we've set up the bot training. We are going to do the bot training, and we've set up the bot goals, and we can scroll down and make sure everything is in place. We can go back to the training, and then we can start chatting with it. And so, let's test this out. What kind of services do you provide? And guys, now we've done with the setup, so we want to train it and make sure that it's getting all our answers correct. And once it gets them correct, then we will know that this is great. If there is something that we need to fix, then we can fix it. We can go back into the prompt and the script and massage it and make the tweaks and make the changes. So let's test this. And like I said, sometimes it takes time for it to really marinate before you can start getting the right information. Otherwise, you might experience some hallucinations. So that is normal. It takes some time, but let's see what it's going to do. So I just asked it a simple question: what kind of services do you provide? And I believe it's going to go into my website, and also the knowledge base that I gave it was digital marketing. So they are not really aligned. Just for the purpose of this demo, I added my website and also added a fictitious digital marketing agency. So let's see what is said about the kind of services it provides. Atlas Digital Marketing offers a full range of services for local businesses, including CRM setup, automation, and all that. So remember, this is the name of our brand, right? Atlas Digital Marketing. So it's picking stuff from there right away. And I said the trigger in the knowledge based trigger, when somebody wants to know about our brand, right? Now let's talk about, and so I like the answer. I'm going to say that yes. And so I give that the feedback. And this over time gets better and gets smarter. So I would say that do you provide coaching services? So let's see what it's going to say. Yeah, Atlas works with coaching businesses and provides digital marketing service tailored for coaches. We also help with CRM setup, AI, website design, SEO, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is also great. Now let's go to, now we have this agent working. Uh, can you tell me about the AI Accelerator program? And just to, disclaimer here, like I told you, for the web scraping, and I'm trying to get information from the website I use. And like I said, sometimes it takes time. So I want to see whether it's been able to pull all this information from the website. So I'm asking it to tell me about the AI Accelerator program, because that is what I added to the the knowledge base, right? I said that all the domains containing. So let's see if it was able to pull everything. For it might not be able to pull that, but I just wanted to give you a heads up so that when you don't see it, you don't say that it doesn't work. It takes time for it to really scrape all the websites. So let's see what it said. After your discovery call, Atlas sends, okay, can you tell me about your AI Accelerator program? Okay, I'll, so no, it's not yet. That is what I was telling you because I know this. It happened to me before, and I was just, scratching my head, pulling my hair for so many, every time trying to make sure that this thing works. But after some time, I think about an hour or so, I started getting feedback from it. So just be patient when you use web crawls. It takes time, and it's my advice. I recommend that you don't use a lot of web crawls because it takes time for it to put. It uses a lot of resources, so it's always better to use plain text and upload files and all that. Websites can always give you problems, so that is the downside of using URLs. But if you have a website, you still want to have it there because after maybe an hour or two, it's going to pull all this information. But every time you query it, it has to go back and grab it. So guys, we finished with building the bot. Everything looks good. So now we want to install this on our platforms. Let's say Facebook, our Instagram, DMs, our Facebook, and all that. So let's get into it now. If this is really valuable to you, please give me some one. Let me see if you are finding value in here. I know that we've gone past 1 hour, 30 minutes, but this is really valuable. It's going to save some of you a lot of money. The business owners watching this is going to save you a lot of money. And if you are a consultant, this is also going to help you to build some great products. So I'm going to go into how you can implement this on your website, on your social media platforms and all that. And remember, when we were at the bot settings, we selected all these channels, right? So we know that when somebody responds to our email, we are going to see that. When somebody responds to our WhatsApp, we're going to see that the live chat is what you want. Now, what this does is that this one SMS, let's say, if you have an office that works 9 to 5, yeah, and SMS and emails will only fire when you are present at work or in the office, right? If you have Instagram, you'll be getting DMs. And if you have a chat widget, it's the same thing, somebody testing with you by using the chat widget. So that also takes some time. But what you want everybody should have on their page is the live chat because this is where the AI that we just configured works 24/7. So now just to be on the safer side, always select all the channels, even if you don't have them connected, just select them so that you don't have to do this in future. So now let's go to where we create this. So inside your GoHighLevel account, you want to be in sites here where you have the website, you have the funnels, you have all those things going on. You want to make sure that you are on this tab, the site. And when you get to the site, you want to go to the chat widget, right? Let me expand. Let me blow up, take it to 100% so you can see it better. The chat widget is what you want. Now we want to create one. For the sake of time, I've already created this, but I'm going to go in. All that you need to do is to click on this and you select all the channels that you want, right? I'm going to do one for Facebook and then we're going to do one for the live chat. Okay. So even though we select all the channels, but you can still do them because, like, for instance, here you see that it has the no entry sign because the Facebook is not connected. If I come to here, the same thing. So that means that you have to connect these channels. And because this is a demo account, I don't have a lot of things connected. So for the sake of this demo, let me connect my Facebook page. So I come here, I click on this, and then I'm going to connect. I have 3 pages over here. I'll connect to my demo page, which I use for this kind of stuff. So I click on this, and this is going to take me to my Facebook page. I think I've connected before, so it has all the login information. I wanted to do this to show you how to do it, but because I've already connected this before, it didn't ask me to go through the authentication process. Now that is connected, and then I also, so that means that anytime somebody hits me on Facebook and asks me a message, this is going to respond to them. The AI is going to respond to them. I also want to activate the chat, the live chat. Now, the live chat, I'm not going to go into that, but let me exit from here because I've already set up this guy already. So now I have the Facebook chat, and I should have named it Facebook so that I know the difference. So here, I'm just gonna rename it Facebook, Facebook uh, chat or Facebook Messenger, whatever you want to name it. Um, Facebook chat. What is this? All right. Um, let's not waste time. I will just leave it at Facebook, and I will save this. And there are a couple of things that you can do, right? If you want the widget style, here you have it. You know, this is how it's going to look like. What you want it to be, you can either have it as a full big page, you know, on your website, or you want it this way, a sticky. You can do the appearance over here depending on your branding. You can even change it. You can change it to different colors. The chat icon, you can use this. If you are using WhatsApp, you want to select the WhatsApp icon. This is the SMS. So there are different icons that you can use. And this is the first question is going to ask, right? Welcome message. Hi there. Chat with us here. You know, sometimes it overrides the AI and vice versa. I haven't really paid attention into how it does it, which is the preference. But let's say chat with Bakes. I would say chat with Bakes just to see which one is going to take, because we don't have that in the AI side. So let's see which one is going to take. So we've enabled that, and you can customize the widget. You know, you can do whatever you want. You can replace the image and use your own image or your logo, your company logo. You can do that. Once you do that, the chat window here, what do you want it, you know, how do you want to call it? You see here is have a question. This is our support. Let's say we name it our support. You know, there are so many things you can do. Enter your question below. You know, once they enter the question below, what do you want it to say? You know, what information do you want to collect? Name, phone number. Do you want to collect email as well? Do you want to add custom fields? We leave it simple. What do you want the button to say? Send, whatever. Redirect to call to action. What do you want to happen once they say something, right? You can redirect it to, you know, go to a website or maybe go to your calendar, whatever you want. There's so much you can do here, even though you have everything set up. So you don't want to mess with a lot of things here, because the AI conversation AI agent or the appointment AI agent has everything configured. So you don't want to do too much here. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to, and then the messaging is also here, the acknowledgement and all that. You can also come in here and then, you know, rate our experience. Thank you for your time, all those kind of cool stuff. Once you are done, you save it. So now we have two chats, bots that are going to sit on our platform and work with our live AI agent, our appointment AI agent. So for the live chat, I want this on my website, right? This is going to sit on Facebook, so I don't have to do anything. But if I want to put this on my website, then I want to grab the, let me go into edit. I want to grab the code, the HTML code. So if you don't know how to do it, you must contact um, your webmaster to help you with that. But I will grab this code here. All that I need to do is to copy it from here and then paste it somewhere in my website. So I also have something here that I'm going to post. I have a website here that is already live. That is ericsbakes.com, and I'm going to show you that here. And I'm going to refresh. You're going to see that there is no chatbot here. So this is to show you that, we are going to install this chat and talk to it and see how it works. Okay. So here, um, this is it. I'm going to leave and go to the code and then go to the website. Now, the website, this code, it tells you to put it in your website body or footer, right? There are some elements that you can put, like the tracking code. Usually you put your Facebook ads tracking, you put them here. You have the body, and then you have the footer. This one, we don't have the footer. Your website might be different. Whatever tool you are using to build your website might be different. For me, I don't have the footer, so I can put it in the body tracking code. It's the same thing. It's going to work the same thing. All that I need to do is to save, and voila, that is it. Now, let's go back to ericsbakes.com and see whether this chatbot is going to be there. And so we go here. Let me refresh and see. Now I refresh. Let's see. All right. Third-party cookies blocked. Okay, I will allow for this one and close it. So now, as you can see, I have the chatbot here, and I didn't show you the live chat, but I set it up with my own image, so you can see my own image here. And then it says, "Hi there, have a question, chat with us," right? So I go in there, and then boom, right away, enter your question below, and a representative will get back right to you. We could have changed this message at the front, the back end, if we wanted, where I showed you where I configured. So please tell me more about your services. Give us a minute to assign you the best person. The 2 seconds wait is kicking in and is going through the knowledge base to get that information. And this makes it look like talking to a human being, because it's not like boom, right away the answer is coming, right? I would think that nobody will be able to type in 2 seconds this amount of words. So maybe I will increase that time, right? So say Atlas Digital Marketing Office Pool Service, blah, 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 blah. So now it's getting information from the database. Okay, so can I book an appointment? And let's see what it's going to say. It's thinking. And I don't have real calendars configured in the backend, but it's looking at the calendar that I have, and it's giving me 3 different slots that I can book, right? 1 p.m. There's also 1:30, 2 o'clock, and 2:30. So whatever time I want is going to book that for me. So I would say, let's do this 2:30, and give it to it and see what it's going to say. So it already has a fake calendar attached to it, a fake calendar that I've already, so it's going to configure that and pretend that it has booked it. But in real life, you want to have a proper calendar. So let's book 20 Macy's, blah, blah, blah for you. Could you please provide your name for this appointment? This is important, and I wanted to make sure that this was working because we want to grab the information of the lead. So that is it. This is my name. So I would say Eric XXX, and then hit enter. Let's see. So it's processing, it's saving the name, doing all the things that we recommended. You are all set. Your 30 minutes discovery call is booked for Wednesday. You receive a confirmation email, and all that kind of stuff, right? Now I have that information. Let's go to GoHighLevel and see. Let's go to Facebook and do something, right? Here, I want to Now I'm on my that page, the demo page, and so I'm like a customer. This is not my real page. Like this is my real profile, and this is not the account page, right? So let's see. Hello. Let's see here. Hello. What are your services? And it's going to say the same thing. It's going to be saying the same thing. It's going to think. So assume that you have a Facebook page, and you send information, and people are trying to ask you question about the product that you are promoting or the services. You don't have to babysit your Facebook Messenger. This is going to do all that work for you. So it has responded, and everything looks good over here. So that means that this is also working. Now we've tested the Facebook, we've tested the live chat. I don't have WhatsApp configured, and also a phone number configured for text messages, but you get the whole point. So what do we want to do? We want to go back to GoHighLevel and then go into our contacts, our conversations, and see if there is something going on. Okay. So now what we are going to see is the contact just created. Look at the time, 12:40. The time is 12:42 now, right? 2 minutes ago, we started talking to this, and we can see all the conversation that we've had with this bot. So you see here, look, the appointment, I give my name over here, and let's see if everything triggered. If everything was set up properly and it matches with all the instructions in the knowledge base and the prompt, then everything is going to trigger, right? And so let's go to this contact. So this is conversation. We can see all the conversations here. And so we go into, and you can see the other conversation that we had, right? So this tells you all the conversations that we've been having across board. So now let's go to, this is the Facebook one. And let's go to contacts. Now let's go and see if it was able to capture the contacts, right? This is the contact right here. And we are going to see, you know, this is the contact that we have. And once this is done, and I told you about the workflow, we should have a tag that says um, call booked appointment. Now, this didn't work because, like I told you, the instructions in that has a different tag name, and I didn't want to go into it because everything has to be named exactly the same. Otherwise, the AI will get confused. So just for you, if you are doing this at home, you are doing this yourself, make sure that the tag name that you use, you are going to use the same thing. We were running out of time, so I didn't want to go through that, but we should have seen this tag over here. And if we should go into our workflows, we want to see that enrollment history. This is already there, right? This is already there. Internal notifications has been sent. So we can go into this and see that it's telling us that, enrollment reason, conversation AI has kicked in, internal notification has been sent. So this workflow also kicked in. And we can go back and check on the contact and see. You want to make sure once you set these things up, you want to test and make sure that everything is working. So once we go into this contact, we can see all the conversations that we have over here, right? The appointment details is here. you know um, the time, the appointment time, and everything. If I had a proper calendar in there, it's going to send them that information. Let's see if it send them a text message, even though I didn't provide a phone number. Hey, let's book here. So that didn't trigger, but here is the appointment details, right? Guest visitor, okay, internal personal calendar. That's the calendar he used and all that. So this is how these things work. Once you finish, you want to check and make sure that everything is firing, everything is working properly. And that is that. Now with this, you know that your system is working. And what else do I want to test? Workflow kicked in. The chat has really finished. All these are fictitious contacts, so there's no problem exposing them. Um, and that is that about how these things work. And so to recap, this is what we did, right? We just You just watch me set up an AI agent that is always on 24/7. It responds across every channel without a single human touch. You can only attach it to a human when you want. I should have even checked my emails. I don't have the email open, but I can go into this and see where the internal notification, you got that, you saw that in the workflow where is the workflow? Workflow. You saw that in the workflow automation where it said that it has sent that, this is published. You can see one person in there, and that is me. That is what just happened. It has sent me that internal notification. So if we come to the builder, all that it has to do, it has to send an SMS, which it didn't send because there is no phone number, and it has sent an internal notification. So if we have a phone number, it's going to send that information to the customer or the lead, and this trigger, if it corresponds to the one that we have in the knowledge base, then it will, but it has something, I think it has discovery booked appointment or something like that. I didn't want to, it's too petty to do that, but that would have really, I suppose, showed you something. Yeah. So, and then we created a knowledge base, which is a database, which is live and active all the time. You can add more knowledge base if you want. And we also did the smart handoff human workflow. I also showed you how to copy this chart and implement it on your website, on your Facebook DMs, and your Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And if you are a consultant using GoHighLevel, you can help other businesses with this AI agent to book appointment, to you can sell this to HVAC guys, to plumbers, what have you, and you can even use this for your own business. I have this kind of agent for my own business, and it does everything for me. That's all the heavy lifting. So now I have time to focus on what matters. At the end of the day, 15 minutes later after the chat, it gets back to me and then gives me a summary of whatever it is. So if I have to talk to or follow up with the lead, I can do that. And if that lead wants to talk to a human being, you saw that workflow, we can configure it and hand it over to a human being. We didn't do that. We didn't ask it to send it to a human being due to time, but that is what we have. And so I hope this was valuable. And if this was valuable, please give me some tools in here. Let me know. Give me some threads, please. Give me some threads. Let me know this was really helpful. This has gone over more than normally what we do. I usually do, 1 hour tops, 1.5 hours, but this has gone really deeper because I know this is very valuable, and a lot of my audience have been asking for this demo. That is why I'm doing this again, because we did this, I think about a month ago or 2 months ago, but I didn't go into details as I did today. So I hope all those of you who asked me to do this, you are happy about this detailed demo, and you are really going to use this and apply this in your business. So then your next move starts today. Don't wait on this. The more you wait, the more it gets cold, right? You know about the principle with lead generation. When a lead contacts you and you don't act on it, they get cold. It's the same thing. If you have this knowledge and you don't act on it, it gets cold. And then next week, we're going to have another knowledge. One thing is that GoHighLevel is free for 14 days, and you can extend it to 30 days. So you can use my affiliate link. Sandrine is going to drop that in there for you. So you can go test drive it and see how you can use this to help your business and also to really help your customers. if you are a consultant. And if you saw what we did, there's more that we can do. If you've been coming to these classes, you see what we teach, we practice what we teach, we preach. So you can go to the aifreedom.ericbakes.com to learn about our 6-week AI Accelerator program, where I give you the blueprint of how to exit the corporate world into starting your own consulting business in 6 weeks. We do this on weekly basis, on weekly nights. And what happens is, week one, we work on the mindset, we work on how to come up with your own ideas. If you have a hobby or you have a skill or knowledge that you want to package that into AI consulting, if it can solve a problem that the world demands, the world needs it, people are going to buy. So this is how we teach and show you how to package your skills, your knowledge, your domain experience, your experience about life, and solve problems that people are willing to pay for. And if you're a business owner and you want to get this in your system, or you want to get smart AI agents in your organization or in your business, you know who to talk to. My calendar is there. I can have a chat with you, 15-30 minutes free consultation. I can advise you whether we are a good fit or not, even if we don't work together. Some of you have already been on so many calls that I just give you guidance if I cannot help you, or if this is something that I don't have to charge. So my doors are open. Please let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you want to see next, in my backlog. Let me add it to my backlog so that I can do a demo on it. If there's something that you want me to teach, let me know, and I'll be happy to do that for you. And once again, the ask is, please subscribe to this channel if you are not a subscriber yet, and also share this with other business owners and also tech professionals and people who are worried about AI coming for their jobs. Share this video with them, share the channel with them. They are going to get some valuable information. It's going to boost their morale, it's going to boost their confidence, it's going to change their mindset. And spread the word, spread the word. And I want to thank you again for coming to this demo once again. And I know you guys have always been supportive. Continue liking this video, continue to drop your comments, and I'll answer them personally. And we are going to meet again, same time next week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. EST.